Hi guys, so Donald Trump and his Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick both claimed that a goal of the tariffs was to return manufacturing to the US. The idea being we drive up the cost of imports from China, thus forcing companies producing stuff in that part of Asia to return to the States to manufacture there, thus avoiding the tariffs. One example used on many occasions by a number of people within the Trump administration was of course Apple. The plan: drive up the cost of importing iPhones from China, and therefore the company will relocate to the USA. Game, set and match. So how well is the plan going?
US tech giant Apple plans to shift the assembly of all US-bound iPhones to factories in India. That's according to a report in the Financial Times. The FT says all 60 million iPhones sold annually in the US could be made in India as soon as next year. It's part of Apple's push to move away from China, and the company is speeding things up to dodge steep tariffs levied by US President Donald Trump. Around 20% of iPhones sold globally are already assembled in India. Trump recently exempted China-made smartphones from a 125% tariff, but they will still face a blanket 20% import duty applied to all Chinese goods.
Okay, so what the hell is the Trump administration doing? First, they said what we're going to do is impose a massive tariff on China in order to bring manufacturing back to the US. Apple has decided we're actually not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to move our manufacturing, or some of our manufacturing, to India in order to avoid the tariff imposed on China. But in the meanwhile, the Trump administration has reduced the tariff on China. Not completely, but it seems not reduced the tariff, but they've exempted certain products, like iPhones. So what the hell is going on? Does anyone actually know what the plan is? Is it just to punish China? Is it actually to bring manufacturing back to the US? Is it just to drive up the cost of goods for American citizens? Is it just to destroy the economy? I have no idea what the actual goal of these tariffs are, because it changes from one day to the next. It doesn't make any sense. China has said, look, we don't want these tariffs. We would prefer to have a negotiation with the US, but Donald Trump just went full steam ahead and imposed the tariffs without actually negotiating anything with China. Imposed the tariffs on countries all over the world, not just China. But the goal seems to be to punish that country because of the trade deficit. Now, Tim Cook, in a recent video I uploaded, explained, look, we're not going to do our manufacturing in the US because it's not just the cost of labor, which is often put out there as the reason why Apple is in China and in India. It's access to skilled labor. So if you don't have the skilled labor, then you're not going to go there. We saw this with Brexit. What are one of the consequences of Brexit? A lack of access to skilled labor. And if you can't access the workers, you're not going to expand. And the cost of relocating to the United States will be just too expensive for Apple. So it makes sense to avoid the tariff, at least this temporary tariff, if it's going to be a temporary one, avoid it by moving some of the operations to India. Unless the Trump administration starts going after India, then maybe Apple will be forced to move some operations to another country after that. But it's highly unlikely that they will return to the US while the cost of manufacturing in the US isn't feasible. So I ask the question once again, what is the goal of the Trump administration? Is it to return manufacturing to the US? Is it just to punish China? Is it to punish the world? Is it, what I believe perhaps, get countries to come to the negotiating table, extract some concessions, and then before they leave the room, add on some personal request of Donald Trump?